Hi guys! This is gonna be a new tag video. I don't know if this is already out there or not, but I got a message from a viewer in lieu of the recent video that I posted on my vlog channel, which was a retro vlog in which I pieced together some footage of me from 2006, like way before I was on YouTube, and I put it together in the form of a vlog, sort of, and put it online. If you want to see the video, just follow the link to my vlog channel from the description. So anyway, a viewer messaged me. Her name's Lucy. It's spelled L-U-S-Y, and I believe that you say it, Lucy. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name, because it's beyond my comprehension of pronunciation, so we'll just call her Lucy. She sent me a message, and she said that because of my retro vlog, she thought it would be cool if I did / started a tag video of, like, where were you 10 years ago? And I thought it was a really cool idea. So she came up with 10 questions, and I actually added 5 of my own. So the majority of this credit goes to Lucy. Thank you, you're awesome, and what a good idea. And at the end of the video, I'll tag 5 YouTubers that I want to see do this tag as well, because it's actually pretty cool. First question, how old were you 10 years ago? I was 21 years old. I was just of legal drinking age by a couple of months. Yeah, I'm an old fart. Second question, who was your romantic interest? Well, at that time, I was married to my first husband. I call him bag number 1, and I refer to that whole incident as my first mistake. Yeah, I was married, I was young, and I was stupid. Moving on. Third question. Where did you live? Let's see, this would have been 2005. I definitely lived in Ohio. I think I lived in Columbus at that time. Maybe. But I was definitely in Ohio. Much like I am now, briefly. Question 4. What music did you listen to? I remember I was a huge fan of the band Dope at one point, and if you've never heard of them, I urge you to look them up. They're very, very good. They're, I guess, metal is what you would consider them, and it's not like what you would think, oh, like, oh, the name Dope. It's like, it's not like stoner music or whatever, because it's not. Like, they're actually really good. I actually met the guitarist, Virus. I had a private guitar lesson with him for an hour, and basically we just kind of sat there and bullshitted for a long time. For most of the time, and he told me about like when he was a kid and stuff and how he became a guitarist. It was actually pretty cool. He wrote out the tablatures for my favorite song, still my favorite song, that the band did, and he actually wrote it. It's called Sing, and I have 2 pages of staff paper with his handwriting and the guitar tabs written out for that song. So he taught me how to play on the guitar, which was totally epically awesome. So that was a fun time. So yeah, they were my favorite band for quite some time. So that's mostly the music I listened to, was, oh, them and stuff like them. What were you doing regarding work or education? I went to Kent State University briefly. I majored in English literature. I don't remember working at that point because dude, you know, that I was married to, he had the full-time job. I was going to school, so that's kind of how that went. Things went awry after that, obviously, and I had to leave school for various reasons, but anyway, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was actually going to school at Kent State, I remember. Number 6, what made you happiest? I remember that time, what made me happiest was the whole goth aesthetic. That's sort of when I really got into it, because like, I never had the internet before. I never had internet capabilities, and we had ye old dial-up internet at that little stupid house in the woods where my mom now lives, because that's all that was available. So I actually was on the internet. I spent a lot of time on the internet, like researching, spending time like submerged in the subculture, learning about it and the whole aesthetic thing. And I remember I just like got really, really into it. That's when I started dressing more baby bat-esque, I guess. I started doing my hair differently. Well, I've always colored my hair. I guess that's a bad example. I started like decorating my house, you know, like that and everything, and I remember that's what made me happiest, when I was like submerged in that aesthetic, and that's when I really got into it. So, question 7, what annoyed you the most? People. People annoyed me. They still do, but to a much lesser degree now, because I'm not as much of a bitch as I was back then. I was kind of a bitch back then, I admit it. At least I freely admit it. I still am a little bit of a bitch, but at least it has its time and place. It's more of a warranted bitch quality now, rather than just an all-around like, ooh, you're a human being, I hate you. But don't worry, I love all of you. Next question, who is your best friend? Kevin. Oddly enough, Kevin was my best friend back then. Kevin and a girl named Tasha. She lived in Wisconsin. Well, she still lives in Wisconsin. I met both of them on Zanga. But I met both of them at like the exact same time, and they were both like my best friends. But yeah, Kevin was my best friend back then. I've known Kevin for 12 years. I'm sorry, I'm old. I feel like I'm on a late night talk show. It's actually after midnight here. It's midnight 30 while I'm recording this, and I've been up all day, so I gotta have my Maleficent's Dark Rose. Do you regret doing anything 10 years ago? Yes! I regret getting married! Except that was 12 years ago, not 10. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, that's why I refer to it as mistake number 1. However, had it not happened, it wouldn't have led me to where I am now. It's like a whole succession of events that led to where things are now, and I love where things are now. So it's not really a regret so much as an, ugh, that really sucked that I had to go through that to get here, but, whatever. Next question. What was a popular trend back then? I remember MySpace was huge. Like, MySpace was like the new happening thing. It was like on the cusp of popularity right when it took off. And I remember I was always on there like updating the HTML in my profile to make it like really cool, and like adding little boxes and like changing my top 8 and like overwriting the code to make it like a top 16 and everything. Like, yeah, MySpace was like the thing back then. Yay, MySpace! Question 11. Where did you see yourself in 10 years' time, and are you where you expected to be? I never really did that. Like in school, whenever they asked you where do you see yourself in blah amount of years, I never did that because I'm not one to plan my life that articulately. I'm very spontaneous. I'm very like live life for the living thing. Like I'm not really like make a life goal, make a plan, and stick to the path. I don't like to do that. Like, maybe other people see that as I'm disorganized or indecisive with my life. Well, that's not really how it is. It's just kind of, I just let whatever's gonna happen, happen. That's life, you know? Like, I like to roll with the punches and see where life takes me. It's fun, and it's cool, and I love everywhere that I've been and everything that I've done. And if it's been a shitty experience, it's led me to an awesome experience that I never would have gotten to had I not had a shitty experience. But at the same time, no, I'm definitely not where I would have expected. Like, I could not have predicted that I would be on YouTube or making and selling candles and lotions and body sprays and stuff. You know, going to film school in Toronto. I would not have seen any of that coming. If somebody told me that, I would have been like, dude, what? So yeah, I'm surprised where I came out, but at the same time, I didn't really have any expectations. So when you don't have expectations, of course you're gonna be surprised. Oh, caffeine. If you could go back and give yourself advice, what would you say? Stop putting up with shit from other people and quit being a bitch. And oh, I would tell myself that I wasn't fat because I thought I was fat back then. And it's like, now I'm actually exercising for the first time in my life and like eating really well, and I'm extremely healthy for the first time in my whole life. But I would have told myself I wasn't fat because I watched the videos of me from 10 years ago and I'm like, I was thin as hell, God, what the hell, I'm such a cow now. So yeah, I would definitely be like, you're not fat and don't take shit from people and quit being a bitch. That's what I would say. How did you see the world? I saw the world as a bad place. I kind of just lived for me. It's like, it's always like me against the world thing. It's like the teen angst thing, only in my 20s. I had a really weird, skewed perception of the world because I've always been a homebody. I don't really go out very often unless it's necessary. I didn't have connection to the outside world. Like, I didn't watch TV. I didn't really have the internet. I wasn't one of the in people. I didn't fit in with anybody else, you know. I just kind of had an angsty me against the world viewpoint, which obviously changed. I feel bad for myself back then. That's why I was so bitchy, because I just felt like everything was negative and everything was out to get me and everything was against me. It was just stupid. It was stupid, but that's where I was. Yay. What were some of your hobbies? I really liked listening to music a lot. I like to play the piano, obviously. I've always liked to do that. I like to write. That's actually when I started my novel. I liked taking pictures. I really like to take pictures. That, I remember, was very soothing for me, and I like to edit them and make them look pretty and stuff. And last question. How are you different, or how have you changed? For one thing, I've gotten a lot more outlandish with my hair. I was just kind of tiptoeing into the pool of dyeing my hair. I was like, I don't know if this will work. And now I'm just like, BAM! I'm gonna do all these crazy colors and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. I have 17 tattoos now, whereas back then I had 0. I give a lot less of a fuck of what people think now, but at the same time I'm also more charitable and nicer and a lot more selfless than I was back then. Basically, I'm more positive. I'm a much more positive person in terms of like myself and how I see the world and how I see other people and what I try to put out into the world as well. I try to put positive energy out into the world and try to only focus on positive things and try to make every situation happy somehow. I try to see the silver lining, essentially, in everything. And I try to actually ignore the negative, because there's no point in dwelling on the negative, because that just brings you down. That does nothing whatsoever to remedy any situation at all. I definitely have my head on straight better. My self-esteem is a lot higher than it ever was. I just spilled coffee all over my laptop. And I'm taking charge of my life. I'm a lot more responsible now, obviously. I'm 31 years old, happy with my life. I'm in the most wonderful relationship in the entire world. He makes me happier than any single person that's ever been in my life ever before. So there's that. That's pretty fucking amazing. I'm actually on track for going to school. Like, it's set in stone, it's in motion, it's going to happen, and it's going to complete. So that's finally a thing. See, I have the best friend in the whole world, Millie. She's fucking amazing. She's so awesome and supportive and caring and loyal and selfless, and I miss her so much. My life is so much more positive now than it ever was before, especially back then in those dark days. Now I must tag 5 people to make this video. I tag Millie, Sarah, Adrian, Sebastian, and anyone else who wants to do it. No, seriously, anybody else who wants to do it, you all fill the 5th spot. Whoever does this, whatever your age was 10 years ago, Lucy suggested you could change it to 5 years ago. Obviously, I'm an old fart, so I'm older than everybody else. So thank you, Lucy, for messaging me with that idea. Super awesome. It was really fun. I enjoyed making this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed learning more about me as I was 10 years ago. Again, you want to see my retro vlog, and I'm going to be posting more, go to my vlog channel, subscribe, and you'll be in the loop. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!